Kristi, what's up?
Hi. Okay. Can you see me now?
Yeah, how we feeling?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your Memorial Day so far?
It's been good. I've been getting a lot done, which has been nice because I don't get too many days off, but I've
Now,
been productive for sure.
what do you do full time right now?
So I'm a full-time grad student. I graduate in December with my master's in occupational therapy. So these last 2 semesters is that like working full-time field work. So
Well, that's
unpaid, I
exciting.
might add. So yeah, so I work full-time during the week doing that.
Okay, very cool. And then do you have any other hobbies that you do? Is there any time for you to like to get a little bit of balance for free time?
Um, yeah, I would say going to the gym is my time. I guess I do. I was working more at a gym. I was a fitness instructor at Mayweather Boxing.
Okay.
So now I only do like one class a week there now because of my schedule change. So yeah, I'll go work out there and when I can, walking my dogs is a hobby, hanging out.
What type of dog do you got?
A black lab and a golden retriever.
Okay. Yeah, I
Mhm.
got a Frenchie, so they don't go for long walks. They get tired real quick.
Oh yeah, we just went on a walk not that long ago, went to the dog park, but not so
Nice.
I just moved into a new house, so like things have just been wild in general. So
Now, what state are you in?
sorry, say that again.
What state are you in?
Georgia, I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
beautiful state. I love
Yeah,
that area.
yeah, I just moved like deeper into the city because I was just north of the city, so like now I'm in the city, which is nice. But
My brother used to be a sheriff in Tifton or Tipton, Georgia. Does that sound familiar?
I'm not from here originally, so I
Okay.
really only know the Atlanta area.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, as far as where we're currently at, we know where you're at now, but why online training? Like, what do you feel like it's going to give you?
Um, I think it would give me one, the opportunity to create my own schedule, hours, and also being able to like work from anywhere essentially, but also being able to reach more people, like a bigger clientele that might be in need. So I think it just adds a lot more opportunity in all that aspect. And then
The
also, I guess,
flexibility of things.
yeah, since I'll be going into OT, I would like to maybe eventually kind of combine them, like work, I don't know, make that kind of be a part of it, I guess, too, but something to have like as well as
Very
like
cool.
my occupational therapy. Yeah.
Now, if you see me looking down, I'm old school, so I'm taking notes on a pen and a pad.
Oh no, I am the same way. So no worries.
Okay, sounds good. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. So as far as the goal that we need to make this to become more, are we looking to make this kind of like a full-time venture eventually? Is that what the goal
Mhm.
is? Okay. So in order for that,
Probably, or at least I mean for now and for a while I wanted to be like on the side until I kind of get more into like my profession and then maybe combine them at one point, but I would say mostly like part-time right now.
cool. So what are we trying to make a month revenue wise off of this bad boy?
That I really don't know just because I haven't really looked into like what is like the norm or I don't know how many people I want to be able to see a month. I haven't really like dove that deep into like the critical thinking aspect of it, to be honest, just because my life's been kind of hectic right now. But because of like where I'm at, like with my schooling and stuff, I kind of want to just add something. And this is something that like I kind of already do anyways.
Yeah.
So I haven't really thought about, I guess, like the finance part of it. I've just kind of thought about like, this is something I could do. How can I do it? So
Yeah. Let me
I really don't know what my goal would be, to be honest.
give you some context behind that. Industry averages on the very low end is okay. If I cut out or if I cut you off, I don't mean to. My computer's like freezing at points in time. So I'm sorry if
Okay.
I cut you off.
Okay,
So
that's okay.
So cool. So some context behind that industry averages anywhere between 250 a month on the very low end per client, all the way up to 500 on the more of the upper end. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's just say, now do you have any certifications or anything?
Not in personal training, no. I've got some stuff for like therapy and stuff, but my bachelor's degree is in exercise and sport science.
Cool. So what we actually solved that problem for you as well. We offer an optional online certification at no additional charge, but it allows you to feel a little bit more qualified as you're getting your business up and running. Okay.
Right.
So with your level of education, let's just say you do get like a certification, you're feeling like more confident. Let's say you're charging more of that upward ends of like $400 per client.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had 25 clients, that gets you 10K right there. Right. So it can
Okay.
happen relatively fast. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you know the industry averages, where would you like to start off seeing yourself making?
I mean, hearing that, I would say probably around that range then, like that 5 to 10, depending on like how many people I'm seeing, of course.
Yeah. Now let me give you some context behind that. If you're like a one-woman show, okay, averages anywhere, you can probably manage anywhere between, I'd say 30 to upwards of 60 people, depending on how organized you are and the
Yeah.
time that you have allotted for that. Okay.
Mhm.
Anything after that, it starts becoming a little bit overwhelming, and that's when we're going to start bringing on more people to like help you run this thing. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Now, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge to get this thing up and running for you?
Um, I feel like just like creating a online like profile, like how to do that, if it needs to be like social media or like a website, or I just kind of like the correct way to go about that. And then also how to reach like the clientele, like how to find people.
So lead generation, obviously little bit of marketing, right? So
Mhm.
those are like the big bottlenecks. Cool. Now, I know this is kind of like the first stages because you mentioned your life's been pretty chaotic with all the schooling. Anything else? Have you been doing any like research, any online research on like certification, anything that you might be interested in?
Um, as far as like coaching, not particularly. I'm looking at certifications and stuff all the time for like my therapy like aspect, like the OT stuff, but I haven't really looked at like specifically into fitness stuff. I know I'm interested in more like because I played college volleyball too. So I do like private volleyball lessons and stuff. So it's kind of like where my mind is. I'm very big, I guess I'll just kind of explain, like I'm very big into like injury prevention with like athletes and stuff, especially. And then I like working with people, I would say, who maybe aren't confident or don't have knowledge in fitness. So being able to like help them, like that's kind of the clientele I'm wanting to maybe help out, and then just showing them like correct ways to do it, if that makes sense. Cause I feel like that's a big thing. People might start going to the gym and then they get hurt because form isn't there. Right. So I don't know if there's any extra certifications like that, but I guess that would be my interest.
Yeah, I love that. So a lot of people will come in and they're like, I only want to work with athletes. I used to be like that, right? I only want to work with
Yeah,
athletes. The problem is athletes have no money. So until they make it
exactly.
pro.
Hey, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. So kind of going niching down with those, more general population people that probably do have, they're more established in life, the job, they just don't know the basics behind really getting themselves to the next level, health and fitness wise. And there's a large market for corrective injury, right? I mean, you're always going to have a job because someone's always getting messed up, right?
Mhm.
Whether they're coming off of an injury from, and they're just now getting cleared from their rehab specialist, you're
Right.
always going to be, having a good a job there with that. So I actually like that game plan. I'd probably just really specialize on identifying what age group that you really want to target. So for instance, for me, I'll target men 35 to 50 that are high level executives.
Mhm.
35 to 50, you should have your life somewhat intact, right?
Yeah.
So you're having like normal financials coming in. So for you, injury prevention or anything like that, you could talk, you would have more of a variety of age group because the demographics going to be so much larger,
Right.
right?
Like I work current like when I like part-time will do like volleyball lessons for like middle school, high schoolers. And like I'll be explaining why I'm doing something. And I'm like, I don't understand you to or expect you to like understand like the anatomy and physiology. But I'm just like, this is why I'm doing it. So we don't have a rotator cuff injury or like a labrum tear and all that stuff.
For sure.
Um, so yeah, I mean, age-wise, pretty much it's a pretty wide range of people. Yeah. Anyone, honestly. I don't know. I would say probably like 20s and up,
Yep.
30s and up.
Yep. So you'll just have to, you'll vary that. And then like, as far as your higher ticket audience, it's going to be more like probably men and women. If you're having
Mhm.
more of a specialization with women, whatever it is you want to do,
Yeah.
30 and up, because you're going to even have, people of the older demographic that are working through injuries right now, hip replacements, knee replacements, things of that nature as well. So the
Right.
good thing too is we're going to be able to maximize all three platforms
Hmm.
for you. So like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because your demographic is so much wider. So that'll bring us in a lot more people. Cool. What do you feel like you need from like a business coach or a mentor to be successful?
Um, Honestly, just like tips and tricks on how to like communicate, like more like the sales part of it, I guess, like selling myself and like how to reach people. So I would say the sales and marketing aspect, and then I don't know, just ways to, I don't know, like create the online aspect of it too, just because I'm not really sure what platform I would need to be using, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if you guys use like apps or a website or
Yeah,
the
we'll actually
technology part of it.
Yeah, we'll actually deep dive into all that. So all those
Okay.
questions, we got you covered. So as far as community, is that a big deal to you as well? Like having additional resources, additional people to kind of guide you? Is that something that you find value in as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love hearing advice. Like whenever I'm working or like no matter what, I'm like, just give me all the information you have. If you need to critique something, like I'm a big learner. I'm always willing to like take feedback and hear different experiences just to help me learn and grow. And honestly, any aspect of life, I like feedback. So
That's awesome because we're loaded with a lot of support. So you'd have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire
mhm.
enrollment. Okay. So that's someone
Oh,
that's went
okay, cool.
through both our basic and even our mastery level side of things. So they have a 6 or 7 figure business based off our information. You'd also have a private Facebook group, which is great
Okay.
because you get to network with other people that are currently in where you're at, also
Yeah.
with students that are a lot further along. And then if you ask questions, you get a lot of feedback from multiple coaches, not just your one-on-one coach. So it's great to kind of see everyone's takes on it.
Yeah, I would like to see how people do it, and then that kind of gets my mind going to be like, okay, I can grab this and that and make it my own in this way and that type of
Yeah,
thing.
pulling little things that you like from each individual's answers. Like, I want to try that. I want to implement that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally get that. And then you'll also have 24/5 tech support as well. So outside of those game planning calls, those one-on-one calls, outside of the group calls, you'll have 24/5 tech support. So you can ask as many questions as you like. The people that really benefit the most from this is the one that takes advantage of those. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So those students that are doing that, they usually embody the 3 C's. They're committed, they're coachable, they're consistent, and they're doing it day in and day out.
Yeah.
So if you really, maximize that resource and those
Mhm.
potentials of the communication style, you're going to do really well. Now, as
Oh,
far as timeline goes, I know you're really busy. You got a ton going
mhm.
on, right? If we
Yeah.
can dictate anywhere between 10 to 20 hours per week, we're in a really solid spot. Do you feel like
Okay.
that's reasonable for you?
Probably. Yeah. Cause like I said, like right now it's like I'm working full time, but during my master's program in general, I've always worked and had schoolwork. So like I'm used to like going to work and then working when I'm home with studying and stuff. But now I don't have any more academics. So I'll like get home from work. I'm like, okay, like now what? My
I
brain
love it.
rest. What?
Yeah, what is
So yeah, yeah.
that?
And I have my weekends like free. It was crazy.
Awesome. So 10 to 20 hours in a good spot. Anything over 20 hours, you're in a dangerously great spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that. I want to make sure that we can tie down that time for you. As
Mhm.
far as the next 4 to 6 months, how would you like to see yourself different than where you're currently at?
I would like to have something, I guess, just established in general, and then having a consistent like clientele, a consistent group of people that I'm communicating with and helping out, and kind of have my niche of what it is that I'm doing essentially.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. Now let's just pretend that you're hitting your goal of 8 to 10K a month on a regular basis. Okay.
Mhm.
What would that do for you personally? financially, and then what would that include for like your personal life? Like as far as travel, what would you do with all that money?
Right. So, like I said, I just moved into the city of Atlanta. So, rent has gone up double naturally, right? So, obviously, that, and just I'm starting, like, I graduate in December. So, I'm essentially in that age where I'm starting my career, right? So, paying off student loans, being able to go out and socialize with my friends, being able to travel. I'm a big traveler, and that's a big reason too. I love doing, while also having the flexibility to move around and do it from different areas. So I would say the biggest thing is really just financially, it would help me with like my living situation, but then also just help me grow like professionally, socially, and all of that right now.
Yeah,
I don't know
100%.
I don't know if that makes sense, but just because I'm at that stage of life where I'm just kind of like getting into like adulthood. So
So now you're taking it a little bit more serious on how you're planning out your life, more strategic, right?
right. Yeah.
I totally get. I was young once, so I remember that.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
let me ask you this: as far as a priority on where you're currently at with life and making this happen for you,
mhm.
from like a 1 to a 10, 1, it's like, it's whatever, and 10 is like, oh, I'm ready to make this jump. Where is this at for you as a priority?
So I'll be honest, I really haven't thought about like the online coaching thing never really crossed my mind. And so I've just moved here like a couple weeks ago, like where I'm currently living. And I was like, oh, I probably need to like find a new like gym to like one go to, one to maybe like start working at, whatever. But then I was like, well, my time, like I don't have that much time right now. And then I think because of that, you all naturally kind of popped up on my social media, and I looked at it, and I watched like a video, and I was like, wow, like I don't know why I've never thought about that before. Like it'd be doing what I love still, right? But like very flexible. Um and I honestly think I would really enjoy it, like, as I mean, part-time for now, but then if I could kind of combine it with my like master's, like I would say it's a top priority especially once I get more time for it. I don't know if that really makes sense, but it's not like something I want to just like look at and then push to the side. Like I want to like get the ball rolling. So I would say like it's up there, like 8,
Yeah, it
9.
makes total sense.
Yeah, like
Let's
I
go.
feel
I
like I
love it.
can't say 10 out of 10 right now just because I have my full-time like field work for my master's and just all of that still going on. So it's not like I could 100% commit to like this is the one business thing that I'm doing right now. Like
For sure. And
so
we don't want a lot of students to just like quit
yeah. But it is in the same
that
like
their full-time thing, but we
yeah,
want to be able to give you the flexibility if that was ever an option. Cool. I
right.
love that.
But I
So I
like that
would,
it's in the same range where I could like the knowledge that I'm gaining, like it's beneficial like for this too, you know. So this is just like an extra thing to add to my resume to make me more applicable and to eventually add to like my future career too.
yeah, I love that. Cool. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
We're going to go over a brief overview, and then we're going to deep dive into the module so you know exactly what you're getting. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, I see it.
Beautiful. So go ahead and stop me too. If my computer freezes or I'm glitching, let me know. Okay. All right, cool. So we are the Next Level Coaching Academy. This is a big deal. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a quality rating of an A out of a possible A+. And we're also backed by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you had any one of those certifications, it'd be continuing education.
Okay.
Now, on the success ladder, you've got 2 tiers. You got the 10K accelerator, you got the mastery level coach. Now, the 10K accelerator is ideal for an individual such as yourself who's very passionate about health and fitness. They're looking to make a transition to the online space. We can even offer certification. The information in this course can get you from 0 up to 10K per month in as little as 4 months if so desired. Now, mastery levels for individuals who have been coaching for quite some time, They're already at 10K a month on a regular basis, but their main focal point is to scale to 100K a month to become more of that CEO. So they're kind of re-stepping themselves out of the coaching aspect, and again, kind of running their own business and developing hires underneath them. Okay. So where we're currently at, we're really going to focus on that 10K accelerator for right now. Would you agree?
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, this is broken down into 4 phases. The first thing we really want to do is get your first couple clients right out the gate, because we can't call ourselves a business without paying clients, right? So once we have that, then we'll establish a solid business foundation. We're going to teach you how to generate leads organically utilizing AI software, which will be a game changer, make things more efficient for you. And we'll develop sales and retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the support side of things, you'll have that assigned one-on-one coach I talked about earlier. Again, this is an individual who's completed both the 10K and the mastery level. All of our coaches are making a minimum of 10K per month. So they have a 6 or 7 figure business off the information in our course. You'll have a customized game plan and call with that individual to review where you want to get to, the most efficient way to get there. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, and get very specific instructions on what you need to execute. Outside of that, we're also going to introduce you to a sales coach along the way. So this is going to be someone to help you really lock down those leads, get a larger return of investment, and really help scale your business. 5 times a week of group support calls to accommodate a 9 to 5. So this will go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, marketing, you name it, we deep dive into it. Okay. Now that 24/5 tech support is going to be there as well. So outside of those game planning calls, you can text your coach as much as you like. Now, becoming an entrepreneur is exciting, but it can get very overwhelming. What we came up with is what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, journaling, even meditation sessions to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward. It starts to get kind of difficult. As far as the resources go, you're going to have the 10K Accelerator course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We'll even give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements to your program. We do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. Okay? Now, this is the secret sauce and how we get you from 0 to 10K, the 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What does that mean? We're going to launch your business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we do. And we're going to utilize very specific strategies to get your first couple clients right out the gate. Now, once we have those clients, we're going to really start building your back-end administration systems. We're going to make you a legal business. We're also going to identify who we work with and what problem we solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll then create our offer and pricing around that. So these first 2 phases will be like within the first month to month and a half. The rest of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4. So phase 3, developing consistency. Again, we're going to utilize AI technology to really help you with an organic marketing strategy. We're going to help generate leads with NLCA's community lead generation method. And we're also going to teach you basic sales funnel creations to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is going to be like the fine tuning. We're going to maximize your sales capabilities. We want to get you closing at a 40% clip or greater. We want to make sure we have consistent client delivery systems, but we're going to have an emphasis on customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time, advancing to higher levels of our programming. Any questions on that?
I don't think so yet. What would be how do you launch, and it says like launching your business? That's like you all launching like a new coach, or?
No, so we're going to actually teach you how to have your intro post on letting people know who you are and what you're about to dive into now.
Okay.
Cool. So the program itself is going to be a total of 32 modules. Each module will have an overview link that you can read. It'll also be associated with videos that you can watch, and they're both tutorial style, so they go step by step on everything. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is, what are the steps to becoming an online coach? We're going to utilize those specific strategies I mentioned to get your first couple clients right out the gate. But more importantly, we have resources already done for you, so it makes your time more efficient. Okay. From there, we're going to move into the 10K Accelerator directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capacity. Okay. From there, we're going to move into the roadmap. Okay. So it's going to be broken down into 2 phases. From 0 to 5K, from 5 to 10. So what are those specific steps we need to do to execute to get to those landmarks? And again, those will be associated with videos as well. Now, based upon our specific goals, we want to create daily routines and structure on how we can get you to where you want to be. And then more importantly, fear of failure, anxiety, doubt, imposter syndrome, all natural, normal feelings. How can we move past that to move forward with our business? We've also identified the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've provided solutions to that as well. Okay. From there, we're going to move into administration systems and chat GPT. This is where things get interesting. Okay. So we're going to help you set up your backend administration work. So we'll set up Waiver, Stripe to collect payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls or applications for you. And then we do utilize applications where you can load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot. You can even customize the videos as well. Okay. Now, have you ever heard of chat GPT?
I don't think so.
So I want you to think of it as like Google on steroids. It's like your virtual assistant, like your high-powered virtual assistant. It makes it to where you can do SOPs at a fraction of the time. It's really good for content creation, even generating resources or workout or nutrition programs. Okay. So again, it makes your time a lot more efficient. We save time there.
Okay.
We're gonna do the same thing for your financial systems. We're actually gonna help set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, business liability, health insurance, you name it. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this is if you were to set up your LLC by yourself, it usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to put in all the necessary paperwork. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. This can be done in 2 to 3 hours, and it's all legal because we already have a lawyer set up. It's approximately the same cost, but a fraction of the time. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
From there, we're going to help set up your targets, like your goals, your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. Deep diving into those specific goals and how we can get there a lot faster. From there, we're going to figure out what problem your program solves. That's what identifying your ideal challenge is. And based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the higher the ticket offer. The tickets offers are established upon your length of terms. So we help with the structure of your pricing. We teach you how to create downsells and discounts when applicable as well. Okay.
Wait,
From there, we're going to move into, which part did I lose you at?
Sorry. Yeah, it went in and out. What was the ticket offer or something I think you said?
Yeah, your high ticket offer will be established upon your length of terms. So your length of terms will really depend, based upon like everything that you're offering. So again, if it's a do it for you, do it with your do it yourself, the more that you do for individuals, or the more that you offer, that will be dependent upon how much you can really charge. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Then we're going to move into organic marketing. We're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work, but get 14 pieces of content created out of that 1 hour. So again, maximizing your time, being a lot more efficient. Okay. And then we'll also tell you how to get that little blue check mark on Facebook and Instagram so you can kind of set yourself apart from the basic individuals. Okay. From there, we're going to show you how to set up your podcast and YouTube. We want to expand your reach. We want people to know who you are, what message you're about, gain you more traction, more followers. Okay. So we'll show you how to do that. And we'll also show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So for Instagram, it's more than just randomly posting multiple times a day, very specific strategies and procedures. So we'll show you all things Instagram. We'll also show you all things Facebook, all the way down to the hashtag use. And we'll even show you everyone's new favorite, TikTok, how to maximize this. Now, I don't mess with TikTok. I'm too old. So I stick with Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Canva?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're going to show you how to maximize Canva Basic and Canva Pro. We're even going to introduce you to Microsoft Designer. This is going to be an easy way to professionalize your content, make your page more aesthetically pleasing, more organized. I want you to think of your social media as like a storefront. So like when you're out shopping, you see something that attracts your eyes, that makes you want to go there. We want that same feeling for your social media. So someone's watching, they're scrolling. What does Kristi got going on over there? I need to go in there and see what's up, right? So we'll show you how to maximize those. From there, we're going to move into the 10K lead generation framework. We believe there's 3 different ways to do this. Okay, the first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. Now, how we really start this off is we introduce people to the WhatsApp group strategy. So the first part is, what is WhatsApp group strategy? How do we set it up, and who is it going to be beneficial for? Okay. Now, once we have that all set up, We're going to give you specific strategies and resources to bring more people in, such as cross-pollination. Example of this, you're partnered with another coach, their audience sees you, your audience sees them, and collectively we're getting more followers. Free resources, everybody loves a free workout. Shoot, I know we've all clicked on that before. Click here for the first 2-week workout. Virtual events is awesome because, again, it gives it that more engaging one-on-one feel. And then a scholarship strategy is a genius way to get people in the door. So an example of this, we would have people filtering in from Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, wherever you're getting those clients. We'll introduce them into the Facebook strategy or into the scholarship strategy. You'll basically say, hey, over the next week, I'm gonna run a strategy to get free coaching with me. You'll get a ton of earned meat because people will be filling out their email address, their phone numbers, and then whoever wins, great. We get them in the door, but whoever doesn't, we can say, hey, you didn't win, but since you filled it out, I'm going to give you 10% off my coaching. So it gets a ton of people already in the door for you. Okay. And what this WhatsApp strategy does is it makes it to where people feel more like they can ask more questions. And hopefully we have a lot of clients that you're already working with, so they feel like they're already part of the community. And it's like a warmer lead by the time it gets to that sales call. Okay. And that's essentially what the next one is going to be introducing to you to. So to go back here, let's go to conversation to call. So this is going to be the opposite. Let me go back one more. There we go. Conversation to calls. This is the opposite. This is like outbound marketing. You reaching out to individuals first. So now that we have that WhatsApp set up, we can start messaging these people, but we're going to teach you how to do it where it feels like more of an intimate moment, more like a one-on-one situation. So we've already built up trust and they already feel like they kind of know what we're about. We'll also give you specific scripts. We're going to give you conversation and call examples, but this is important. You had mentioned like this was one of your bottlenecks. Where are we going to find these people? We show you exactly where to find them on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships as well. Cool. Yeah. Questions so far? Am I putting you to sleep yet?
No, this is very interesting. There's a lot to take in for sure.
Good. Next, we're going to move into the referral strategy. This is probably the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are and the results that you give them. We're going to give you specific strategies and resources to incentivize people to bring you more referrals without actually having to ask for them. Okay. Happy people love happy people, right? Mm-hmm. From there, we're going to move into sales overview and fundamentals. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be good at sales. You got to learn to love it. So we're going to maximize your sales capabilities with all these resources because we want to set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's a 10 to 15 minute phone call to really figure out, do you really want to work with this person and can you actually solve their problem? Kind of like a screening call, okay? That'll set up our second call, which is going to be the closing call. We're trying to lock down this lead. We're trying to turn them into a client, okay? So we're going to be doing a ton of objection handling. We're going to give you our specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be massive for you. Understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford to get into your program. And then follow-up procedures, and again, how to really lock down that lead once and for all and turn them into an actual client, okay? From there, once we have done that, we want to track everything. So we want to track how many calls we booked, who showed up, who closed, who didn't. We want to make sure there's predictable data every single month. So we'll give you resources for that as well, okay? Now, the objection handling module, what is this? This is the million excuses people are going to give you on a regular basis as to why they can't pay, right? So we'll give you over 20 different scenarios that you'll be seeing time and time again. The more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier that closing call is and the easier it is to get you to help them understand why your program is so necessary for them, okay? Which is really cool because no other program has an objection handling web module like this. This is nuts. From there, the client onboarding process. This is probably the most overlooked process by trainers. Okay, this is the first 30 days in your program. The first 30 days really makes or breaks if someone wants to continue working with you long term. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure this is like a very special moment. There's no buyer's remorse. We want to make sure we're getting our resource in their hands in that first 24 to 40 hours while we're building out their program and also setting expectations and standards. Okay, from there, we're going to move on to the fun stuff, client delivery, the week-to-week process on how you're delivering services. But how can we deliver services more efficiently? This is how we're going to start utilizing ChatGPT for workout nutritional guidelines, also for client resources as well, to maximize client experience. Okay, then we'll also, no matter how good you are, we're also going to figure out how we can improve our communication styles, because someone's going to ghost you, they're going to quit, they're not going to listen. It's inevitable, right? Sometimes when someone's doing this, though, there's specific reasons why. They want more of a larger community. They want to feel like there's something, they're part of something greater. They also want individual touches with you. So outside of just texting, they want specific apps with you as well, right? They want to be able to talk shit about leg day with the clients that you have, right? They want to have fun. Okay. Yeah. Some of them also want to be challenged. Some of them want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. So we'll give you a ton of resources and strategies to bring that to life for them as well. From there, we're going to move into customer support, the not so fun side of things. What do we do if someone cancels, they want a refund, they want to pause? How do we handle this? How do we mitigate it for the upcoming months, right? So how can we track that? Again, we want to make sure there's predictable data all the time. And then from there, retention. We want to keep people for long periods of time. We want to advance them to higher levels of our programming. How can we do that? And more importantly, how can we ensure we're tracking this the right way? Okay. Then next steps. Okay, now we're hitting 10K a month on a regular basis. Where do we want to go from here? How much higher do we want to scale? This is when we'll start talking about running ads, hiring a DMer, possibly bring on an assistant coach as well. These are going to be the things that are going to be important for you to be able to scale, so you can step away from the day-to-day monotonous activities and be more focused on the fun stuff such as client delivery and marketing. Okay. Quick recap, and we'll answer any questions you got. Cool?
Cool, sounds good.
All right, program itself is going to be 4 months long. You'll have your customized game planning call. You're going to have that one-on-one coach the entire enrollment period. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach as well. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate your 9 to 5, 24/5 tech support, and optional certification in the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we're missing here?
I don't think so.
How are we feeling? Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it?
No, this is very, very interesting. I've never thought like this deep into like every little thing. And I feel like you all have the answers to every little thing that could be asked.
100%, because running a business, like a lot of people miss the fine, minute details, and that's things that are going to matter, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. That's really nice.
Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials by any chance?
I briefly saw like the start of one, but I didn't get to watch like a full one. No.
I'll share 2 of them.
I was gonna say I watched one of like I think a girl just explaining what it is that she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share 2 from the opposite end of the spectrums. Cool.
Okay.
So you get to see some cool stuff. The first one's Charlotte. So she was an in-person trainer making about 40K a year. After 6 months, she contracted over 200K. She's now making 70K a month. So she's what I'd call a 10%er. She went all in every waking hour. She crushed it. Okay. Now, on the opposite spectrum, Karina, she wasn't trying to build an empire. She was making about 2K a month. Her goals were she wanted travel and she wanted more time with her kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. First tattoo indicates when she started in LCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. After 6 months, she was averaging 10 to 12K months on a regular basis. She's now making 15K a month on a regular basis, working about 35 hours per week and traveling with her kids. So she's living her best life.
Yeah.
And 15K a month is pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Now, as far as the client averages, I think the averages speak to a lot of individuals. Anyone can show off their top 10 percenters. We like to be very transparent to show you what the average person is doing. Now, 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do it. So the individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K a month. Now, the individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging 6,500. So just to be a basic, mediocre, average individual, you can expect to make 6,500 to 8K. Now, do you consider yourself an average individual?
No, I'm above average, of course.
There we go. That's a good answer. Now, this is cool. It takes on average average people just 10.6 weeks to go full-time on their online fitness business to quit their normal job. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
The students who stay with us 12 months or longer have 97 clients on the roster on average. Now, those individuals that have 97 clients are averaging $366,000 a year. Okay, so that's huge. And then our students are grading the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average, which means they're getting massive results. Any questions at all on the averages?
No, those are very incredible averages, but I mean, it makes sense. It seems, again, like what we just said, like everything that could have gone wrong in the past has been cleaned up and kind of perfected. So, yeah.
Have you got a chance to read or hear about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
I don't think I've seen that now.
Okay, so I do want to touch on that because it's very important. A lot of companies will offer a money back guarantee, but we offer a 3 times your investment guarantee or you get your money back. So essentially we're saying if you show up to your game planning call, you attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, so there's 2 per month, 1 group support call each week, okay? Got to run at least, I got to run a scholarship in the first 90 days, can't spend long than 2 weeks on your optional certification, no late payments. If you do all that, you show up and do the work and maximize our resources, we're guaranteeing you'll 3 times what you put into this or your money back.
Okay.
Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. Cool. So next what we're going to be talking about is the investment portion. What's this thing going to cost us, right? So there'll be a payment plan or there'll be a paid full option. Payment plan means we put a down payment, we spread the rest out over 4 months. Paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front, we save a significant amount of money. Now, no matter where you're at financially, if this is something you truly feel like is in alignment with you, we have something for you. We have extended payment plans, financing options. So again, if this is something you really feel like matches exactly what you're looking for, I got you covered. Cool?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so before I dive in, run me down what you feel like online coaching is going to give you.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I said before we dive in, give me a rundown of what we feel like or what you feel like online coaching is going to give you specifically as an individual.
I feel like it's really going to, one, of course, give me the finances that I'm looking for and needing just to like live the lifestyle I'm wanting to have, and giving me that flexibility and ability to reach many types of people. Because I think that's been kind of the thing stopping me, like from doing something more so on my own. It's like, okay, how do I find these people, right? But obviously having an online platform, you can reach a lot more. And then I keep saying, like, I want to do something that I can be in control of my schedule, my hours, and be able to travel and kind of get up and not have to request PTO, like being able to take my work with me, or being able to still communicate with whoever it is I need to communicate with if it's not face to face. So I think this is kind of like giving me everything I'm like looking for in a career, essentially. So it's very exciting.
I love it. Cool. So you ready to dive in and see what this thing's going to cost us?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. It's only $100,000 in your left kidney.
Okay. Right.
I'm just playing. And so there's a payment plan of $7,000. There's a paid full option of $6,200 that saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Definitely the plan.
Yeah, that's what 95% of everyone does, right? Like 6,200 is a lot of money, right? So let me kind of break this down. We'll work in reverse on how this usually works. Okay, so a lot of the students will put down about 2,300. Okay, so if you do that, there's a remaining balance of 4,700. You divide that over the 4 months, and that's equivalent to just over 1,100 per month, which is you needing about, depending on what you're charging, 3 to 5 clients, which is not a lot, right? Do you feel like that's realistic for you?
I'm not sure like how to answer that right now, because I feel like I don't know, I feel like I would want to like start working and be like, okay, yeah, like that's realistic. Just because, like I said, right now where I'm at in schooling, I'm working full time, but it's like free work. So I'm not getting paid for the work I'm currently doing.
For sure.
So I'm kind of living off like my previous income plus like I'm about to take out like a student loan. So it
Yeah,
really would just depend on how successful essentially I would become with this. Is
yeah,
like,
that makes sense. Yeah, let's talk about that. So
okay.
obviously, probably the just straight payment plan probably is not going to be our most beneficial one right now. It's not going to be the best option. Okay. So
Mhm,
again, it sounded like earlier you just mentioned this is everything that you want from a coaching program, correct?
mhm.
Are you 100% like confident in your own skill set and ability to follow through with it and knock it out?
So what do you mean?
Like with our support and education, do you feel confident that you'd be able to follow through with the structured program and be able to execute the modules?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I'm
Yeah,
especially since I'm still kind of in school mode, it's just like another,
yeah, it's easy. Like it's like another class, right?
yeah.
So the cool thing about, I'm glad that you said school mode because this is essentially set up like an open book test,
Mhm,
right? It tells you all the answers, even highlighted in yellow, circled in big red, in red marker too. Okay.
yeah.
So I get that the time thing is a little bit nerve wracking, especially financially wise, right?
Mhm.
So if we know we can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week, do you feel like it would be worth it to become Kristi 2.0 versus waiting and putting your dreams on hold to create the income that you need just to get started? I think that you had mentioned earlier your goal was to have a foundation built, correct?
Right.
Cool.
So I guess question I have for you, I don't know if you would know the answer or even want to like tell me, but so other, because I've seen like other things pop up. I feel like since I saw you all pop up on my social media, just similar type of companies have been popping up, right?
Yeah.
Would you say this is an average, like a typical price to that other companies have for starting an online platform like this?
I'd actually tell you that we're slightly on the lower upper end of that. So people that are very similar to us, I get this question asked like literally almost every other phone call. So it aligns perfectly. Now, the difference between us outside of, I want to kind of I want to frame something for you as well. And this will be good for you as a coach as well. If we're
Mhm.
going only based on price, you're going to miss out on quality. If you based on quality, you're going to pay a slightly higher premium. Okay. Now, a lot of the companies are going to be relatively within the same ballpark. Some are going to be significantly higher. But the
Mhm.
problem with the majority of the companies are they're really good at one or two specific things. They're niche down at one or two things. Like maybe one's really good at marketing, but they're not good at like actually selling. We're actually
Mhm.
showing you what's the point of being good at marketing if you don't know how to sell,
Right.
right? What's the point of running ads if we don't have the foundations built? So we're kind of an all-inclusive one-stop shop for all of that. Okay.
Right.
The other thing that's going to be different from us compared to anybody else is we're backed by the Better Business Bureau, which is huge. So if you're familiar with them, it's like a report card for legitimate businesses. A lot
Mhm.
of these other online spaces don't have that at all. The
Yeah.
other thing that I want you to keep in mind is the three biggest certifications in the world see us as continuing education. So those are three major factors that's going to separate us from your typical other programming.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say I do like that you have everything like legalized, I guess. Like
Yep.
everything kind of you already have that checked off. And you said you can like I can get certified as
Correct.
an additional thing, which would be nice as well.
Yep, that certification will be equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. So a
Yeah.
lot of it with your educational background is going to be a little bit review for you, but it's
Mhm.
just going to be kind of like jog your memories. You're going to feel really confident to be able to give out recommendations.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, that's because I haven't gotten my certification. Just like I had my bachelor's, but just since I went right to grad school, I was like, I just kind of skipped getting that extra certification. But it's definitely been something I've wanted to get just so I can work in this field a little bit more and a little better. So that's an incentive for me for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let me ask you this. How good is your credit? Good, bad, great, awesome? What does it look like?
I think it's good. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's great. I mean, I feel like at my age, it's hard to be like that perfect, but I know it's not bad because I pay my bills, do everything on time.
Hundreds, or are you in upper 700s, do you think?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
I'd say, do you feel like you're in like the 600s, or do you feel like you're in the upper 6 to 700s?
Oh, it's like upper 6 to 700s.
Cool. So I got an option I think is going to be very beneficial. So I got three option. I feel like would probably be our best. It's called Fund My Contract. Okay. And what this allows us to do is we take that 7,000, but we break it down into very small payments and not just over 4 months. So to give you an example, this guy the other day got approved for like an 84-month loan. His monthly payment was like $155 a month. Okay. Now the cool thing about this is you'll have different options if you get approved. So it'll either, any of the options will either be a 6 or 12 months, same as cash. So as long as you pay it off prior to whatever option you select, there's zero interest. Okay. The other cool thing is there's no down payment required and you don't make your first payment for 30 days, which is awesome as well. Okay. So it takes us roughly about maybe 4 to 5 minutes to find out what you get approved for, but then we actually have an idea of what cards we're playing with. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're just going to kind of figure out what we get approved for because it will not affect your credit just to get it checked. Cool.
Okay.
All right, cool. Give me 2 seconds. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Cool. We're going to see what happens here. All right. What's a good email address for you?
It's Kristi.Elson. It's Kristi with the K and just an I. Yep. And then .ELSON.
Okay.
And then .6@gmail.
Cool. All right, go ahead and check your email.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to go ahead and click apply?
Yeah, yeah, you're just going to figure out what you get approved for.
Okay.
What hours do you currently have to work at your job?
So it's Monday through Thursday, which is nice. They're like 10 hours, 9 to 10 hour shifts. It's usually like 8 to 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah, just depending on the day, but yep. I'm currently with kids right now. So it's at a pediatric center.
Cool. Exciting time. Getting your life together.
Yeah, seriously.
Now this, as I mentioned, is going to be one of our best options. We have all good options, but this one by far, I feel like is the most superior one based upon like what we're looking to do with our financial situation, which is going to be buying you a little bit more flexibility.
Okay.
Now, if you don't get approved for it, it's no big deal. Again, I have multiple options, but this one it's like usually the best one I like to start with.
Okay. Still loading a little bit.
No problem. Now, do you have a PayPal credit?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you have like a PayPal account?
No, not PayPal. Yeah, it says, unfortunately, we're
Okay, no
unable
problem.
to match you with a financing offer at this time. You'll receive an email or letter within the next 30 days.
No worries about that. So the next one we do is the one I know for sure you'll get approved for. Is called Sweet Pay. And what this allows us to do is we take that 7,000 and we spread it out over 12 months. So it's significantly less down, significantly less reoccurring. So to get started, it's 5% of the 7,000. That makes it 350 plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. So to get going today would be 409. Your next payment would be due until the end of June, which would be equivalent to about 597, which is you needing minimum 2 clients per month. If you're only charging 300, it's easy.
Okay.
Do you feel like that's more realistic?
Yeah.
Cool. So let me send you that link. That one you'll for sure get
Okay.
approved. Where you're like, this guy's got me filling out all sorts of stuff. I did not sign up for this.
That's okay.
I appreciate your patience. You're awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know, the funny thing was not too long ago, I was in Atlanta. On their airport is terrible. Like, it's the most busiest airport ever.
It's the busiest one in the world right
Atlanta
now.
airport. I believe it. I was
Yeah.
coming from, me and my wife came from Costa Rica. Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Anytime I have friends visiting, I have like a note on my phone of step by step how to get through the airport. People like have such a hard time. But
Yeah, I believe it. Now check the messages in the chat and just click on that.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I just clicked it.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, Atlanta, my first time in Atlanta airport was like a hot mess. I was running all over that place.
I believe it.
What college did you go to?
So I'm originally from Indiana. So I went to Indiana University Kokomo. So that's like a satellite school of the Big Ten IU Bloomington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So I have an Indiana degree. Okay.
It's probably going to ask you loan amount on this thing. Just put in 7,000 or
Okay, that's what
amount requested 7,000, and then it's also going to ask you what is it. Yeah, and then it's also going to ask you what it's for. Just put in coaching.
Okay.
How many years of volleyball did you play?
All 4.
Very cool.
Yes.
My littlest daughter, was trying her up for volleyball as her first year. Why volleyball? By far the most gut-wrenching thing to watch.
How old is she?
She got in it. She's like 9.
Oh, wow. That's really young to start because
Yeah, 9. No, I'm
your
sorry,
body
8.
is
8. Jesus, I
not.
got 5 kids, so it's 100.
Oh my God. Good for you. That's awesome.
I had 3 of my own. My wife had 2. So together we have 5. But yeah, it's like they teach these kids how to line the ball up. And it's like 20 pumps before they actually hit the ball.
Yeah, volleyball is one of the sports like your body has to kind of be ready for it before you can start. Like you can kind of introduce it at a young age, but sometimes your body's really just not big and strong enough to do what it needs to do.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Now, if you want to check out my screen, I'm going to share my screen with you. I just got a notification. So you got to approve the payment plan. So check this out.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see my screen. I'll kind of go over it with you. See it okay?
Yes.
All right. So the purchase price was 7,000. Okay. 5% of that's the 350 plus the one-time service activation fee of $59 takes your loan amount down to 6,650. We spread that over 12 months and your monthly payment would be 59,708. So again, roughly about 2 clients. That's it, minimum. Okay. Do you feel like that's something that we can lock in with, that you feel comfortable with?
Again, I feel like it's one of those things like I would want to have like the income coming in before I can like say yes, but when would that start, did you say?
So say for instance, if we put the 409 down today, you'd start having access to basically what would happen on a hypothetical. If you said yes today, you start, it's about almost 5 o'clock here. So you'd have course access by tomorrow morning, sometime after 9 a.m. CST. So probably by around 11, I tell people. You'd be able to book your game planning call with your coach, so that initial one. You'd have course access, you'd have access to your optional certification, you'd have all those things going for you starting tomorrow. Okay. Now your next payment of that 597, so tonight's payment would be 409, tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but June's payment would be 597 at the end of June. So 4 weeks from now, which is pretty doable, especially with some of the education that you've got and the fact that you've already kind of, you're in Atlanta, which is a great spot to be in as well for a lot of leads, because we're really going to start really focusing on warm leads, people that know you, trust you, love you, follow you already. Those are going to be the people we kind of like go after first. And then we're also going to teach you like really how to expand that reach and generate more like, colder leads, so to speak, people that we don't know. Okay. So the good news is, I know that we talked about this earlier, wanting to get going and building that foundation. The sooner that we get going, I want you to think about this. In personal training, I've been a personal trainer for over 15 years. Okay. So there's a time frame here. Like if you're looking at June, July, a lot of people are going to be geared to want to get coaching because it's warm. People are cognizant of what their bodies look like. And there's family coming into town, 4th of July, right? After the 4th of July and after pool season shuts down, people are okay with wearing turtlenecks and just kind of, messing around, so it's not as big of a deal. So I really want us to maximize that and get the most that we can, because there's going to be ebbs and flows in coaching. You'll be able to stay busy, but there's certain months that we can really target a lot of people, especially if we're not just only doing Atlanta, we're doing all over the world, right? So think about where you could be in the next 60 days. How many clients you could have with that guidance. Now you actually have your business set up. It's legal. You got your LLC. You got clients coming in. You had mentioned that you wanted to be established within this next 4 to 6 months. Boom. Not only are we established, we actually have paying clients. And now we're slowly paying off debt.
Right. Okay. How is there, I don't know how I want to ask this. So I would get access to like all the modules and everything to like help me create like the online portion of what I'm needing to do. Like if like once I like commit, say, yes, I want to do this.
Yep. You'll have access to everything that we just went through in vivid detail. So besides me just clicking on the boxes, you actually get access to every little box. You'll also get access to your coach. You'll have access to the Facebook community, so you can start asking questions. You'll get access to the certification. Okay. And then you'll also be, and if you jump on today, I'm gonna do something extra for you. Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 months of pre-programmed workouts, like a resource folder. So that's one less thing you have to worry about.
Okay.
Okay.
How did you say it was the chat GBT? Is that what it was?
Chat GPT.
That's where like the programs and stuff are?
No, so Chat GPT is utilized. So Chat GPT is one of these features. Will actually show you which one like to get to download. So outside of you purchasing the course, anything additional, you could
Mhm.
expect maybe $50 to $100 tops. Okay. So those are just the applications that you'll utilize, for like DocuSign, stuff like that. Now, ChatGPT, you could literally say, hey, help me think of an advanced 4-week full body program, and it will think and it'll just do it. And then you don't want that to replace you, but you'll look it over, then add different changes to it, which is
Yeah.
really dope. So you could say, hey, write me an email. So say, for instance, you're like, Jeremy, you handled me my call in an inappropriate way. I could read it and say, write me a professional response to client whatever, and it'll come up with that. So now you're generating stuff a whole hell of a lot faster. Think
Yeah.
about this. You can use Chat GPT for captions for your content. Write me a post about women with postpartum getting back to working out. It'll
Mhm.
write a whole damn thing for you. Okay.
Oh,
It's that fast and that smart. Okay.
okay.
So we're utilizing those unique features that just started becoming the trend, and how to implement that in your program to make things a lot more faster, more efficient.
Okay, I see. Oh, that is really interesting.
So you could
Um,
say like, write me a script for my 4-week program, or write me a sales script, and you'll just read it over. And if you like it, you just add subtle changes to it. It's insane. That the how-to video behind it, when you watch the video, you're like, there's no way it does all this. And then you do it and you're like, this is crazy.
yeah, that's insane. So how quickly on average do people get started once they like say like, yes, I want to do this with your program?
So the beautiful thing is you're starting ASAP. Like, we're teaching you how to build your business from day one. So to give you an example context, like if I was coaching you, or until you get your coach, well, you'll get assigned a coach by tomorrow. But what I would tell you is spend 30 minutes a day on the certification aspect, only 30 minutes, but then spend maybe 40 minutes to an hour on the business side of things. So getting
Mhm.
that, you'll fly through the certification with you having your bachelor's in exercise science. Like, you'll fly through that thing. The average individual student gets done with that certification in like 2 weeks or less. So for someone like you that's already been going to school for a while, and these are people that had no experience. So you have experience in the field. It'll
Well,
be
yeah,
a refresher for you. So when I
right.
talk about that first phase, like that first module where it says how to become a full-time coach, it tells you based upon where you're currently at, do this, write it like this, and then boom, you're executing as you go. It's not one of those things where you go through the course and then go back and execute. You're
Mhm.
executing as you go. And that's what your coach is there for too. So, hey, awesome. Within this first 2 weeks, you executed A, B, and C. Let's focus on this now.
Okay, so when I guess like as far as like having like a program created for people, like do you just kind of start doing that right away too? Or do you need to have like an 8-week program like created, or you know what I mean?
So that's the thing that I'm going to be doing for you. So that first part where I'm going to throw into something additional for you, 3 months of already pre-programmed workouts, whether it's a 3-day a week, 4-day a week, 5-day a week. So that's one less thing you have to worry about while you're starting your business. But in that certification, it talks about how to program, how to add variables, how to add intensity techniques, things of that nature. So as you go, yes, you're going to want to start creating your own program, but that's also how we utilize ChatGPT as well to speed up that process.
Okay, I see. So do people typically use the chat GBT like throughout their, I guess, career, if that's what we want to say, like
I would
as
say this is relatively new. So when I went through it, there was no such thing as a chat GBT back when I did it. Right. So
okay.
like AI technology has probably been around for, as far as what we are aware of, for like maybe the last 2 months. So
Mhm.
when I went through it over a year ago, they didn't have this. So everything that I did, it was much more a slower process, right? Like
Yeah.
now with the efficiency, it happens a lot faster. So they're just showing you different resources to fine tune everything.
Okay. And then I would say I think my biggest hesitation with just like I said, I want to do something online for like the flexibility I'm looking for, but my like technological skills is what always is like kind of stopping me a little bit. And so like as far as everything, like how like do you have like different like how do you like record things, or like is there like specific things that you post like so it's like good quality, if that makes sense, like if you're like
Yeah, great question, because
through the
I'm
social
probably worse
media.
than technology than you. Like I only knew how to turn stuff on and log in. Like I'm old school to the core. Okay.
Mhm.
So the videos will literally, like when I went through the course, I had two screens open. One was the video telling me, touch this, go to this, click on this. And then I was on the other screen doing it, going back, clicking on
Yeah.
it, going back. So it'll show you step by step. Majority of the stuff that you do is so simplified though.
Okay.
It's like literally, it shows you step by step. There's zero guesswork behind it. So that it won't be something that's overwhelming at all.
Okay, but if you post like content and stuff, like have you like bought like I don't know if you like have posted like pictures or videos of different things, like do you just use your phone? Like is that fine, or do you have like a better
Yeah.
like camera
Our
or
whole goal behind, our whole goal behind this is we'll show you how to utilize Canva to like kind of maximize the aesthetics of it.
Mhm.
But the majority of the stuff that we're having you do is either going to be from your phone or from your laptop or your computer. The goal
Yeah.
here is to really save you as much money as possible without having to invest into these high resolution cameras or stuff like that.
Okay. That's like something like that I just wouldn't want to do right away, and
Yeah.
then maybe future like obviously, but okay. I just didn't
But
know.
even the podcast and the YouTube, a lot of people are like, oh, I got to have the studio and this microphone. We show you actually how to do it all step by step in your own house. No one can even pick. If you watch Chad's videos, the Fit CEO podcast, he's doing that from his phone. He's showing you different editing tools to where it looks professional, but you're not spending a ton of money on these excessive equipment.
Okay. Do you have to like pay for the extra things like on your phone or laptop?
No, the only thing that you'll be, so there's a Chat GPT that's free, and then
Mhm.
there's Chat GPT 4. Now, Chat GPT 4 is by far way more worth it. It happens a lot faster. It's a lot more smarter. Probably, I think in the module, it'll tell you it's about $20 a month. Totally worth it though.
Okay.
Canva Basics, 100% free. Canva Pro is maybe 20 bucks. I don't really use Canva Pro at all, ever.
Yeah.
But some individuals do that. And then DocuSign might be like maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks. I don't know what it is. If you use like Trainerize or True Coach, I tell you right now, this is what I did. I didn't utilize any app until I hit about 25 clients. For why would I pay for something that only 3 people are using off the bat, right? So I would do Google spreadsheets with those, show you how to do as well. Because I
Mhm.
have a coach, he's well known, and he's still to this day uses Google spreadsheets. And do I even care? No. The only thing I care about is results, right? So once you get to 30 some clients and you're feeling good, then you can actually use that as a leverage point and say, hey, I'm super excited, Kristi, because you're part of my program. So I've actually now added some more advanced applications at no additional charge, but it's going to allow you to have me and you to have more interaction without having to check our emails all the time. I'll actually be able to check in when you're doing your workouts. I'll be able to customize your videos. You can use that as like an upsell to get them really excited.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so because I was just like, I feel like you can't do everything you want to, right, at one
Yep.
time. Like you kind of have to build up to that. So
100%. Yep.
good deal. Um, all right. So when is best for me to give you an answer?
No, I'm playing. I would say to you, what would be your hesitation if you know this is everything that you want?
Really just like finances and time right now. Cause like I said, like I'm working full time during the week. So like if I said yes right now, like I really couldn't get started to even look at anything until like tomorrow evening, right? Or like because I have my evenings off, and then I really wouldn't be able to deep dive until probably Friday afternoon.
So can you spend 30 to 45 minutes a day? Do you have 30 to 45 minutes a day?
Yeah, like in the evenings.
Yeah. So when I was a trainer, a little backstory really quick. I was training 40 people per week, 2 to 3 times a week, okay, in person. So I was charging 150 a session, making great money. So I was working at 4:30 all the way to 8:30 at night, okay?
Mhm.
Now, With that, 5 kids and a wife, my time was even more limited, right? So what I
Mhm.
would do is I listen to a module on the way to a gym, on the way home. I listen to it while I'm doing cardio. I was being very resourceful with my time. So during my lunch break periods, when there's that gap, that weird gap of time, for maybe 2 hours maybe a day, I wasn't asking people how their weekend was. I was popping in a module, listening, and then when I got home, I spent 1 hour executing, and that's how I did it. If there was a day where I was over the top busy, I'd wake up earlier on Sunday, which is like my rest day. I wake up earlier before church, before any of the kids got up. I'd spend 1 to 2 hours making up for the work that I didn't do during the week to make sure I got, at least for me, I wanted 12 hours a week. That's what I committed myself to. Okay. And that's how I
Okay.
was able to do it. So you mentioned earlier that we're off at 5:30. If even we started, maybe woke up earlier on the way, Atlanta traffic, it's like 25 to 45 minutes anywhere you go, right? You'll be able to pop off at least 2 modules easy off that. Okay.
So that's
So
what I
by
was
the
gonna
time you
ask.
do get home, it's easy for you just
Yeah.
to execute.
So the modules, is it something that like I would want to like physically take notes on, or is it something pretty retainable?
It's going to be retainable, but more importantly, it's going to have, if you're watching it from your phone or your computer, or your laptop, it'll have like a Google Doc. So everything will say this pertinent information. There'll be an overview link for every single thing. So no matter what you go into, this already knows being taken, already has everything laid out for you step by step.
So it can always like you can always go back to it as a resource.
Correct. So if you click on the Google Doc, it'll load up into your computer. Boom, you got it. And then if you want to get really organized, like I did, I went over the top. I'm old though, so I'd print it out and then I'd I put it in like a binder in case I ever wanted to go back to it.
Okay, so even after I've gone through the modules, do I still have access to it though?
Correct.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll have access to it for the entire 4 months. Everything that you need is going to be on a Google Doc as well. So just make sure those are saving. And then at the end of the 4 months, you still have all the pertinent information.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's
So
nice.
let's just pretend like tonight that you went through a module and you're like, oh shoot, I want to go back. Yes, you're still gonna have access to it all the way up through 4 months.
Okay, cool. But then even after that 4 months, it's on a
It's on a
Google
Google
Drive
Doc.
or Google Doc.
The
Okay.
only thing that won't be on a Google Doc is the video, right? And by then you've already ran it enough times, you know all the basics. So the goal is after 4 months, you're already 3 times in your investment, and we're getting to a point to where we're now ready to get to moving to that next, headed toward that next level of ascension for that mastery level. If that's something where you want to go past that 10K.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's really nice because I have about like a 30-minute commute in the mornings. So, but then on the way home, it's longer than 30 minutes at that rush hour.
100%. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
instead of like listening to Taylor Swift, we're popping in modules.
Right, right. That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, this has definitely like gotten my brain like going because I've been in this like stage of life recently where I'm like, what do I want to do with my life? I don't know. But this like kind of gives me something that I like and it has like the finances behind it and the flexibility. So
Gives you a sense of purpose.
yeah, I really am very interested in this, like most definitely. Um, okay. So what are my next steps that you need from me, I guess?
So next steps is really simple. What we would do is if that was something that we want to go ahead and commit to, obviously we're not gonna have access until tomorrow anyways. Okay. So that's not a rush. Okay. But you'll have it. So we'd put down the 409 today. We'd e-sign the agreement through SweetPay. It would show that your monthly payments are coming out at the end of next month, which is great. Okay. So 409 today, your 597 wouldn't kick in until the end of June. You would send me a picture of how you want to be viewed by others for our Facebook group. So it'll say, hey, welcome Kristi to 10K Accelerator. From there, we would set up your payment and waive, and then we'd set up your client agreement. So basically saying that we came into agreement today. Your start date starts as of tomorrow. Everything that I promised you, they include the 3-month programs, pre-program. I'm going to add that into your contract. So everything I promised you is on written format. So again, you'd have a copy of that as well. And then tomorrow morning, I'd say we open up like around 9 a.m. The onboarding specialists will open up around 9 a.m. CST. You could expect to probably be onboarded before noon, which means you'd have access. And again, I know that you're not available till the evening, but you would have that all ready to go. So by the time you get off, you're be able to book your call, you're able to do all those things.
Okay. What was it say? What'd you say that you would share me to? You said a Facebook group?
Yeah, so we share anyone that joins, you're going to be part of that private Facebook group. That's where you can ask a lot of questions, but you would send me like a selfie or a picture. I've seen people send a picture of them, their significant other, them by themselves, them with their dogs, however you want to be viewed by a
Okay.
group. So
Okay.
that way you get on there, because I'm going to tell you right now, that private Facebook group is great. People downplay that thing, like take advantage of that. I used to hang out on there. I used to have it open all day because someone would ask a question that I knew I wanted the answers to eventually as well. Dude,
Yeah.
the other day, someone asked a question about a supplementation that they could utilize for someone on chemotherapy. Would have never thought to ask that. Will I need that? I don't know, but now I have the answer, right? Like,
Right.
those are unique things. And then people like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. Can anyone provide me suggestions? And you're getting a ton of people collaborating, say, hey, try this, go to this module if you forgot. So a ton of accountability and support there as well.
Okay. That's really helpful. I guess another question I have then is, so like once things get going and I start getting clients and they're paying for my service, right? How much of that do I get versus like does some go to like the overall like company with you all, since like how does that work? Like,
No, we don't touch a thing. The only thing that we're getting is the amount you're putting in for the course. Let's just pretend tomorrow you sign 10 people, right? You're balling out of control. We don't touch anything.
so am I like, are the coaches like coaches under the company, or is it just like this is the course to help coaches get started, if that makes sense?
So yeah, so NLCA is basically trying to teach you how to start from 0 to 10K. Now these coaches will be coaching you. They have their own coaching company, okay? But they're also contractually with NLCA to help the students build up their business. They don't take a portion of any of your stuff either. They're there to guide you, okay? So they won't get a portion of any of your sales either.
Okay.
They're in contract with
Yeah,
they're on contract with us to help other students.
okay. So that's like what the payment of the course like is essentially, so that you don't get, I don't know, like money from every single client. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, we're not touching anything.
Okay. Um, all right. Let me see. I feel like I'm probably going to have more questions. So would I be able to like take like a day or so just to like process like my thoughts, look at just like my schedule, expenses, like just organize my brain before saying like yes 100%?
Yeah, you totally could. So this is the thing. This is my own personal assessment, because I was in the same boat as you. Now, when I said I took a night, it took me like over 4 months because I'm old school. Like I was like, fuck this, right? And my wife is like, no, you need to be home. So 95% of people who jump off the call, some of them do come back around, but it's like you know about this. You studied it. Your hypothalamus kind of balances everything in your brain, and it tells you not what's best for you or what makes you happy. It's what is convenient and comfortable for you. So based upon your previous habits, it's going to tell you to formulate an answer based on that, versus like right now, you're probably scared, you're a little anxious. You should. If you're not feeling those things, something's wrong with you, right? Because this is a life-changing event, right? So it's no longer, I have to blame someone else for not getting the results I want. It's pretty much just on you. You have to try not be successful.
Right.
So I would say to you, yes, you could take a day, but if you already know this has everything that you want, you were already excited, this gets you the financial freedom. It gets us starting, right? It gives us all the things that we were looking for. And it gives you the ability to travel and actually create something of your own. So by the time you're actually full force working on your OT, you already have another business built up. So my question would be, why would you want to prolong it if you already know it's everything you want?
My only thing, I just like I really, because I know there are those situations where it's like you say that and it's like, okay, I'm just trying to get away from this guy. Like that's really not the thing right now. Like I really,
Sure.
I like to process like I like to look at everything and like think, and then it's just like organizing my thoughts, and I kind of want to process like out loud. Like my sister and I live together, so I'll probably like process like out loud to her, like because I told her I was hopping on this, and she's like, that's like a really good thing to start getting into. So I think it's just like another form of like talking my thoughts out loud. And I'm like, okay, like it almost talks me into it. I just like to, it's an organization thing in my mind, honestly. Um, Especially since I
Sure.
didn't look like too much like into it before. So I kind of want to just like look at kind of notes I took, what you've said,
Yeah.
just look at different maybe like what coaches have like said in the past, or their like testimonies and stuff.
Yeah.
But is there, I don't know if there's like a incentive of like saying yes right now versus like waiting like on your end, or I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh, no, so there's no like, at the end of the day, I need to make sure this is 90% in alignment with you. And I'm not
Mhm.
BSing you. I get a million of these calls a day. I'm really good at what I do. So like the money thing is not an issue for me. I run my own company, own coaching company as well. So this is again, additional income, right? I need to make sure this is 100% in alignment with you, at least 90%, and allow our coaches to give you that 10% of reassurance. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's what I need to worry about. The only thing that you're getting out of this, if we do move forward today, is I'm throwing in those additional pre-programmed workouts for you that's already set up. That's something that I usually don't do, but I'm going to do that to like alleviate some issues from you.
Okay, what do those look like? Or am I able to like, I mean, I know you can't send them to me right now, that would take it away, but like overall, like what's that program like?
So for instance, like a lot of people when they're first starting their business, they get excited, you get a paying client, and you're like, oh shit, I got to program something for them now. Which
Right.
oftentimes when you're brand new to that, it can take hours because you're overthinking it. You're trying to figure out, right? This is already done for you. So it's either, let's just say you have 5 clients. One wants a 3-day workout program, one wants a 5-day, one wants a full body, one wants a different type of split. It's already done for you. So you can literally go into that resource folder, pick which is more applicable to them. And if you'd like, you can kind of like look it over and then fine tune some things, right? But at least that's one less thing you have to worry about once you start. And then as you get more comfortable, more organized, more structured, then you don't have to worry about just utilizing that. You can start kind of like playing and plugging away with your own workout program. So for me, I don't utilize those. It wasn't really offered to me back then, but part of my niche is I'm very, very creative with my workouts.
Mm-hmm.
So everything from the basics is still advanced. So all the way down to weekly intensity techniques based upon how they're feeling. I'm always changing things out. I'm always adding a level of difficulty to it, something to challenge them, but something that's very, very fun. So a lot of people will have like, oh, I have an 8-week program, boom, here you go. And then they rarely change it. Me, when my check-ins, I'm doing Zoom check-ins. I'll do Loom recordings back, which means I'm recording back what I like, and it makes it more personable. And then I'm also reaching out to individuals more than their normal check-in days. So again, I want to make sure I'm providing over
Okay.
customer service versus under. So that way they're always going to want to stay with me.
Right. So, but that program that like you would give me if I said yes right now, like what do they entail? Is it just like a 3-day program with like different like lifts? Does that have specific, like what kind of sets are they? I don't know if you can even tell me that right now, but
Yeah, so there's 3-day workout programs. There's
what it is.
there's 3-day workout programs, 4-day workout programs, 5-day workout programs. Like there's various workouts in there. So could I pinpoint exactly what they are? No, but they're geared toward no matter what your client might need. So one person might need full body for 3-day, one person might need push pull legs for 5 days, whatever the case may be. There's multiple different options that you can utilize. They're just pre-done for you. And they're usually and majority of them are going to be applicable to your general population. Like, right, if I have an advanced level athlete, then I know how to like adapt to that, right?
Yeah.
Right off the rip, you're probably not going to have advanced level athletes.
Yeah. Okay. And then is that on a Google Doc? Is that how you send them out?
Yeah, they're like Google Docs and PDFs. So like you could just, yep.
Okay, cool.
It's more about time efficiency and convenience for you. Because initially, when you start a business, it's time consuming, right? Like you want to save every little bit of time you have. I remember when I started, I had workouts already pre-programmed that I've created and I saved. That's the secret sauce to it. But
Mhm.
if I would have started off and I had something already done for me for the first couple of weeks, give me
Yeah.
some breathing room, and I
Mhm.
have that. It took me hours because I'm very meticulous on how I like them done.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, because that would be nice just to, like, start off of, but at the same time, I feel like I can create some of that too. Are they typically do like 8, like, did you say it was 8 weeks? Is that kind of the norm, or do some
No,
people do
I just made that up. So for instance, like every trainer is going to be different. Their
Mhm,
length of terms are going to be different. This is the problem I see a lot of trainers run into, or coaches. They'll
mhm,
negotiate their prices because they feel like it's too expensive. Or
mhm.
something like, ooh, that's kind of a lot of money, Kristi. I don't know. And then you're like, oh, no, 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 no. I can do it for this amount. And then they feel that sense of like desperation. They can smell like a dog that smells fear, right? So you have to really understand your value. So for me, I'm different. I don't do month to month. I don't do all these drop down options. I do 4, 8, and 12 months. That's what you get. And the reason
Yeah.
behind that is at 4 months, they can establish, they'll have firm habits already created in 4 months. 8 months, they have a whole transformation. 12 months, they have a lifestyle change. So versus
Yeah.
3, 6, 9, 12, it's kind of like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. McDonald's has a million different options. They have a dollar menu. It confuses people. They don't know what they really want by the time they get there. Chick-fil-A, you
Yeah.
have 3 options, and they're really good at those 3 things. And that's why revenue wise, they're killing McDonald's because they stick to what they know, what they're really good at,
Right.
right? It's better to be a master at 1 or 2 things than a master of none, or just a jack of all trades, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do. So for instance, my 4 month program will be like, if they can't do the paid in full, it's equivalent to like 450 per month. Okay. If they do the
Mhm,
8 month program, it's equivalent to 375. If they do the 12 month program, it's equivalent to 350. So they see the price dropping the longer they stay.
mhm,
So they pay me less monthly, but they pay me more over the longer period of time, which means more predictable data. Now
mhm.
they don't look at me as a coach after 8 months. They look at me as a friend. It's hard to say no to a friend. Now they
Right.
have trust with me.
Yeah.
And then let's just say you did an 8 month program with me. By the end, but about 4 weeks left, about a month left, I'll say, hey, cool. This is what our original goals were. You got to check out these transformations that we did together. Boom, 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 boom. And I said, hey, check this out. This is my game plan for us moving forward. Here's the program I've already started for you. So I don't
Yeah.
say, do you want to re-sign up? I'm like, this is where we're headed to next. Awesome. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm with this. So then in their head, they're like, oh my God, this guy already brought it up before I could even think about it. He's
Mhm.
already has me in his game plan. He's been thinking about me. And then I might say, hey, Kristi, since you've been like so compliant and you've been so consistent, I actually want to do something special for you because you're a special client. I'm gonna give you free coaching for 1 month. So I'm
Okay.
gonna add that, or I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
this. And then they guess what they go do? They tell all their friends, like, oh man,
Mhm.
I've been with this guy. He already had programs written out. He had everything already streamlined for me. He gave me a breakdown of how it was going to look. And then he gave me free coaching. Come on. Right. And hey, for anyone that you refer that's a friend of you, because you're a friend of mine, I'm gonna give them 10% off their first month.
Yeah.
And that's how I get a
Okay.
shit ton of referrals.
Right. Right. Okay. And then do you have like a commitment fee or anything? Like if people decide to back out, like is there like a cancellation fee or anything like that? Like,
Yeah, I'd have to double. Yeah, there is. I don't know that if I'm being 100% truthful, I don't know the exact specification. I think if it's like before 21 days, it's like 50% of the contract. If it's after 21 days, I believe I think it's like 25. I don't know. It's some type of percentage after certain days.
or I mean like for
However,
your clients.
oh, with my clients,
Yeah.
yep. So for me, like I haven't really ran into that. Now I had one girl that wanted to get out of her contract because her and her boyfriend broke up, which is usually not a normal thing to get out of a contract.
Yeah.
But they were engaged. So I've known her for a while. So I could have won that argument, but for what? Right. So I was just like, hey, this is what I'm going to do for you. And so I was like, let's just finish off this last month. Okay. And then we'll call it, even from there.
Yeah.
The way that I treated her and the way that I allowed her to get out, and I even gave her like a generic, hey, I can't keep on coaching you, but I'm going to give you something just that's tied you over for the next couple of weeks as you transition.
Mhm.
And so she was like, oh my God. So literally 2 weeks after she canceled, I got 4 referrals from her,
Oh,
and
wow.
they all signed for 8 and 12 months,
Okay.
nothing at 4 months. Literally, she came back 2 months later and said, hey, I want to sign back up with you. And then I had the conversation, hey, let's pretend you're her. Kristi, I really like that you're wanting to get back on, but I need to I want to make sure that we're actually fully committed, because last time I felt like I was committed to you, and I know that you had backed out for a reason that normally I don't allow. So I want to make sure that we're both 100% committed, and whatever contract we go with, we're going to fully stick to, because I think you get a lot more results.
Yeah.
And so I put it back on her, like, I want to, but if we can't commit to this, I might not be the guy for you. And there's something about being rejected that attracts people, right? And a lot of trainers feel like they have to accept anything that breathes. I've had calls where I'm like, you know what? They try to nickel and dime me during the call. Hey, you know what? This isn't going to be for you. I'm not that guy. If you
Right.
want, a $50 trainer, I can refer you about 20 of them, and good luck, because you're going to be in that same perpetual cycle you've been with in the last 2 years.
Right.
So you saw my resume. I showed you my testimonials. This is what I'm about. If you feel like this isn't worth the value, I got nothing for you, right? And I've had clients where I've kept them on as a client, and then I cut them like, hey, our agreement said this and this and this, and I honestly feel like I've given you multiple chances, and now your name is tied to mine. And if you're not doing the work, that reflects poorly on me. And I don't want you bragging that you work with me if we're not getting the results, right? Like, I'm
Right.
really good at my job, and I'm not going to allow anyone to dictate otherwise. So maybe right now is not the best time for you. So what I'm going to allow you to do, I'm gonna go ahead and let you out of this contract after this month, even though you
So
have 2 more
do
months.
do you make that contract then? Like each coach individually decides what they're
Yeah.
okay with as far as okay.
So you could even get as detailed as you get going, you can start adding in guarantees, but you got to be strategic about how you do it, right? Like, it just can't, like, you're not doing, I'm going to lose a certain amount of weight. I don't never do that, because
Yeah.
most individuals that come to you are already significantly under eating, no matter how they look. So
Mhm.
I want to say, hey, like, honestly, right now, I don't want to put you in a situation to where you become insulin resistant, or, we're messing with hormones because you've already been under eating. So as
Yeah.
long as it took you to get to this point, it's going to take us just as much longer to get you out of it. So it's going to be a process of feeding you up the correct way, putting the right nutrients in your body, and then making those changes as we go. I know that you want to lose weight, and ironically, by me feeding you up, eventually you're actually going to lose weight, because we're going to speed up your metabolism. But I can't keep on putting you in a deficit. That's going to cause harm. So if you're looking for a quick fix, I'm not your guy.
Yeah. I always
So it's
tell
all
people I'm
dependent
like,
upon.
don't look at the scale because weight one shifts and fat weighs or muscle weighs more than fat. Like there's all these factors, especially with women.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Um, okay, cool. I just didn't know so the modules and stuff, does that kind of help you or guide you with how to make contracts and stuff like that as well?
The contracts are already done for you. So like the client agreements, all that stuff is already done for you. You just plug and play with your own LLC. You can change things, and it was already formulated. So the only thing I'd tell you to do is, if you really want to be very specialized with it, you can have your own lawyer look it over if that's what you want to do. But
Oh,
the agreements are already done for you.
oh, that's really helpful then. That
Yeah.
was okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Um, let's see. Ugh, I'm so indecisive. I don't know if I should just say yes now, or do I want to think and process.
I think you're asking great questions, and I feel like you're doing a great job asking the question that you find pertinent, that's going to kind of make or break your business.
Mm-hmm.
And every question that you've asked so far, you've had a solution and answer behind it, and it's all based in those modules. So, you know what I
I know.
mean? Like, I think you'll crush it. The first part of it is just taking action, right? So there's going to be individuals that'll take action based upon where they want to see themselves at, right? So for us to think about Elon Musk, right? People thought he was crazy. He was going broke with loans and financial stuff, but he took action based upon where he saw himself. He didn't not take action based upon his current circumstance. So that's
Mhm.
what I would tell you. So if, for instance, you're a future coach. Let's just say someone came to you and was like, Kristi, I love everything that you have to offer. And I know that everything that you have devised for me, I know it's going to get me to where I want to be. I know it's going to get me off my medications. It's going to make me feel better. I know that my joints are going to be feeling better. This is exactly what I need. I just don't know. I think I feel like I need to think about it for a few more weeks. What would you say to that individual?
Probably the same thing you're telling me now. Like, you kind of sometimes just have to go for it. And if honestly, if you believe that this is going to help you, like, you might as well just start today and just kind of let everything fall into place. Because I feel like
I'm
if
gonna give you,
if you have the mindset, you're going to make it work. You're going to make it happen. And I say this to myself all the time, so I probably should tell myself it again right now.
yeah. So those are great answers. And to give you a free one-liner that I use on individuals when it
Yeah.
comes to health and fitness, I say, hey, I totally get that, but if you don't invest in your health and fitness today, you
Mhm.
inevitably invest in your illness tomorrow. Do you want to
Yeah.
pay a couple $100 and get in the best shape of your life, or do you want to pay thousands in doctor's fees and go sit in a waiting room for an hour and have to be seen for 10 minutes? You let me know,
Yeah.
right? So same thing here, like, right, that in that scenario, that lady or me, whatever, you had all the answers that I was looking for, right? So I'd say this is everything that we need. What happens if we don't take action today? We're just back in the same perpetual procrastination cycle, right? So today, hold yourself accountable. Take action for you.
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Preventative care is huge too. So I like that you said that with like the doctor's fees and everything. That's very important and very big. Um, okay. Is there anything else you would like to tell me or share with me or
No, I think we covered it. I just say make sure you're really thinking about the Better Business is huge,
okay.
right? 3 times your investment guarantee. No one else has that.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting free resources. So again, a lot of this stuff is really tailored to ensure your level of success. The one-on-one attention, second to none. Do other people have weekly phone calls? Yep. Do people say they have private groups? Yep. But do they really go beyond? We literally handhold in a respectful way. We handhold you and take you step by step. Okay.
Yeah. I
And these
really
are
do like that. Yeah.
yeah. So you're in a good spot. You're getting multiple streams. A lot of companies too, no other company has a sales coach involved as well. Usually you go through a program and other individuals go to a different program for a sales coach. We actually throw that in for you for no additional charge. So you're getting all these services wrapped up into one.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that one that you're a real person and not just like a video getting sent to me. Um, and yeah, like having like a mentorship type program. I know that's very big with, I mean, any kind of job, being able to like reach out to people and have people help you out. So if I say yes right now, what are my next steps? Like, do I need to sign something? How do I do payments?
Yep. So if we say yes, what we'll do first is we'll go through that sweet pay thing, which you probably got an email. But
Mhm.
I'll just take a consumer agreement. You'll e-sign that. Okay. From
Okay.
there, we'll go into Wave. We'll take the 409 today. Then we'll go into DocuSign and everything I promised you, we'll put into there. We'll both sign it together mutually. And then you'll send me a picture. I'll send all your notes to the onboarding specialist. And then tomorrow you would get on board. So by the time you're off work, you got all your stuff laid out for you. You're ready to rock and roll. You'll have an operations specialist be texting you so you'll know when all that stuff is effective. So that way you can just boom, log in and you're off to the races.
Yeah. Okay. Um, wow. I feel like I mean, I feel like I do want to do this because it's now that I've like learned more about it, it's very up my alley, like what I want to do. And I feel like I've been stressing out about what I should do, like next steps in life. And this is kind of like perfect. Um, and would you say it's a pretty easy thing to do like part-time and
Oh
then
yeah. So a
transition?
lot of individuals, a lot of people think that in order to get involved in this, you have to give up everything, right? You don't. I've
Okay.
got a guy who's actually he's a physical therapist assistant. He would actually going to PT school now.
Mhm.
And he's like, do I got to give this up? And he's like, because that's my true passion. I'm like, no, dude, let's use what you got going on and maximize this bad boy, right?
Yeah.
People, excuse my language, are always fucked up, injured, right? Let's capitalize on this. So
Yeah.
I was giving him ideas the whole call on how we could market it. And I'm not even his coach. I'm just like, this is what I see for you.
Yeah.
So it's very easy because you have someone saying like, hey, Kristi, I noticed that you're really good at this, this, and this, and this. I checked out your social media and this is what I'd probably try. And they're very encouraging on like, here's a nice little nudge. This is the direction we need to go. You're going to come to a point to where you're moving along pretty well. You might fall behind in a certain area and they're going to say, hey, cool, you've surpassed this. Let's really put our focal point on this so we can move forward with X, Y, and Z. So again, they're always building you up. And then the mindset calls weekly, those are the calls I probably would not miss. Those are huge. Those are awesome.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm very like, I think I'm a lot more on board. Like I know I'm in my field work and in this like weird kind of unemployment, but working full time type of thing.
Yeah,
But since I'm like so close to graduation, it's like, then it's going to be, I have to pass my boards and then I'll be working like a big girl job, right? So like, then the payments for this aren't going to be as a big of a hit, like smack in the face every month. And then, I'm sorry, this is me just thinking out loud.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, so, because then I could eventually kind of do my OT in this, and yeah, I feel like I might as well just like start it.
Yeah, because you know, at the end of the day, there's never going to be an ideal time, whether you're, you know, a student, married, there's always gonna be something that pops up, right? So I tell people like, hey, like I get that you want to wait, like once I have this, then I'll start, right? Like that's the normal thing that most people think. It'll never happen. There's going to be something that's going to happen tomorrow that's going to throw shit off. It's called life.
Yeah. Well, that's why like I just moved. Everyone's like, why didn't you wait until you graduated to have a cheaper rent? And I was like, because I wanted to live down here. Like I'm just gonna make it work. I was like, I'm only 25 once. Like you gotta just, if I want to live in the city, I'm gonna live in the city. So it's kind of the same situation right now. Like I think this honestly starting it now rather than later is gonna help me with the rest of my schooling and make me more applicable once I'm looking for like my career job. And then I could eventually, after some more experience, probably combine them to make it a bigger thing. Which is very exciting.
100%. I think it'll help pay off debt, and then more importantly, it'll buy you time while you're trying to figure out your next big girl job. You already have money coming in, right? So you don't feel stressed that, oh my God, I got to find something now. I got to start it, and then I got to wait a month before my first paycheck.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking as well. Like those like weird in between times, this is like what I have, right? So, okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, let's do it.
Let's do it. Look at you, big girl now. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. This is actually.
I'm going to share my screen. We're going to kind of do this together. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's happening. Let's do it. Okay. So first, I'm going to hit this prepare consumer agreement. Okay. So you're going to get an email from SweetPay. So go ahead now and check your email.
Okay.
You're going to e-sign that.
Okay, there it is. Okay, sorry, this was like a way longer call than
No,
usual.
you know what? I've had this week. Well, I can't say this week. Last week, I had 2 calls that were 2.5 hours long.
Yes. Okay, let me pull up my banking information real quick.
I ran into a guy who was so I just got back from Spain last week.
Oh, nice.
And if you know anything about Spain, they're huge about soccer. So me and my wife went to a Barcelona game. This guy that I was having a call with, he's a huge soccer guy, and I happened to see some flags in his background, and I was like, "Oh man, are you?" You know, and start BSing with them. And 30 minutes in, I'm like, "Man, we haven't even started the actual conversation." And then he had a ton of questions too, so it's totally normal. It's totally fine.
Okay.
And you're at a great age to do this too. Like I always tell people in a good way, like you're at a great age to like be selfish and like really invest in yourself. because once you start developing kids, trust me, the selfishness goes out the window real quick.
Real quick on here, I don't know if it was a typo on one of our ends. Probably I may have been mine, but it says Atlanta, but then the state says Hawaii, not Georgia.
Oh, I didn't put that in there. We can just change that out if we have to.
I know those are probably right next to each other. Maybe I misclicked on accident and didn't catch that.
It's no big deal. If we have to, I can just resend the link and we can just refill it out.
So do I need to sign this yet, or do we need to start over? Because everything, like the zip codes, everything's right. It just says Atlanta and then Hawaii.
No, what we'll do is let's not start it. What I'll do is I'll give you the customer support link so you can just email them and just say, hey, this is the state was wrong. It's Atlanta, Georgia. The payment stuff, I'll update it in like Wave though, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure nothing was messed up on there.
No, you are solid, my friend. Yeah, don't blame that on me. I didn't fill that out.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely my bad.
No, it's all good. I'm just teasing you.
Okay.
I'm just setting some other stuff up while you're ripping and running through that.
So the payment's not the same each month?
Yep, your payment will. So just to get going today, just to get the minimum down is $409 today. Okay. Then ongoing, your monthly payment will be $597.
Okay. Because there's like a schedule at the bottom, like a 1 through 12 of, like it says the principal paid, like that number was different. That's why I wasn't sure.
So what they're looking at, also the thing too is if you pay this off sooner, there's no penalties as well. Want you to know that as well. So again, the program itself is 4 months long. This is a 12-month agreement. You could pay that off beforehand and there'll be no penalties.
Okay. Okay, so I clicked through that. All right, what is next?
Let me see here. Let me see on my end. I was filling some stuff out over here for you.
It's like, congratulations, you're all set. An email's been sent to you with a copy of your agreement.
Oh, yep, you're good there. So we're good there. We got that signed. So now, if you see where I'm at now, we are over to setting up your Wave payment. So this one payment through Wave will come out today. That's it. The rest of them will be set up through SweetPay. So all I'm doing is I'm utilizing your information from here to just fill stuff in. So I'd have to ask you multiple times what it was. So I'm just going in here.
Okay, yeah. So you said you're able to switch the state on your end on that one? Because I saw that the state.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do here in a second. You got it.
But yeah, you can put Kristi on there. Like my full name's Kristen, but I don't ever go by that. So whatever you need to do, like legally.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine on this first part. Once we actually enter like your card information, then I'll actually put on like what it is, what matches your card, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Billing. Is that right?
Let me pull it up. Yes.
Apartment C, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So see, that part's easy. And here we're gonna hit 10K accelerator. Don't worry, I'm not charging you 3,100. These are just things that were already put in there before. 409. And then in description, just so you know what it was for, we're gonna put SweetPay, down payment. Okay. And then here, So draft. So this is one of the payment processors that we recommend as well, by the way. It's really user friendly. It's really easy to navigate,
Okay.
especially like an older. This one's called Wave.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready for your card number when you are.
Okay, let's do my Amex. Okay. So wait, can I do American Express? Is that on there? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. 3722
Okay.
969 223 01001
Okay. And then month and year.
1127
Okay. And then CVV.
4738.
Okay. And then how does your card read?
It says Kristen J. Elson.
And then what was the zip code?
This one is under 30009.
Cool. Okay. Boom, she's official like a referee whistle. Cool. So now we're going to go into everything that I promised you.
Okay.
So this is DocuSign. This is something that you'll utilize as well. And the cool thing is, like, as you start developing different templates, you can save them, so it makes it more easy. So if you have like a 4-month, 8-month, or 12-month, it's just really easy to just come in here.
Okay.
So what we're doing is I offered you a guarantee, so we're going to utilize this guarantee. This moves relatively fast. And while you're looking at your phone, find a picture that you want to be viewed by others.
Okay.
And then you can send it to my number, and I'll send that to the onboarding specialist.
Okay.
Can you believe it's already the 29th of May already?
Oh my
This is
goodness.
nuts.
It's flown by.
Get your start date as of tomorrow. So we'll say 5:30. Included. So we're going to say, we're going to go the 3 times investment guarantee. Guarantee included. And spell. And we're going to do optional certification.
Okay.
And we're going to do 3 months of free program workouts included here. Moved. Oops. Included. Cool. So this kind of spells out everything that I promised you. So on this first one, it's talking about the specials. This is like the incentives that I gave you. Okay. This bottom one kind of maps out everything that we did today. So today you put down, you got approved through Sweet Pay. Okay. It's a $7,000 payment plan. You paid $409 a day through Wave. Your remainings are set up through Sweet Pay. You have the 3 times investment guarantee included. You have the optional certification, and you have 3 months of pre-program workouts included as well. And this will give you areas to where you're going to sign an initial. So they'll have little boxes, and then your routing account number is if you were to need the refund, the guarantee refund. So you'll put in your bank information there. And then there'll be a bottom place for you to sign right underneath me. And then once that's done, we'll look it over together, and then we will get going until tomorrow.
Okay, so this you said is going to be sent to me to fill out?
Yep, so I'm going to send this. Yep, I'm sending this out to you here in like 2 seconds, and you're just going to fill it out while I'm on the phone with you, so we can double check it.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to have a copy of this as well.
Okay, awesome.
So go ahead and check your email. I just sent it.
Okay. Okay.
So you a Hoosiers fan, or now you a Georgia Bulldog?
It's weird. So I actually like my degree is Indiana, right? But I was never like a diehard Indiana fan because I grew up a little bit closer to Purdue, and my parents kind of liked Purdue, but then my dad liked Ohio State, but then somehow I ended up being a Michigan fan. I don't know. Pretty much any Big Ten I cheer for is what it comes down to. Yeah, my best friend's in pharmacy school at Michigan, so I go up there quite a bit. So I've kind of become more so a Michigan fan somehow.
That's awesome.
Because of her, especially when it comes to football. But I'll watch Georgia now being here too.
Yeah, and they're a powerhouse. They're doing extremely well.
I did not realize how good they were because I didn't really pay attention to SEC at all. And then I moved down here. I was like, dang, these are like a different breed of people.
Yeah, down here it's gonna be big because opening game, or I know it's Colorado's opening game. They're playing Nebraska, and Deion Sanders is now coaching Colorado. So it's gonna, like, the tickets are through the roof right about now. It's gonna be insane.
Okay, just clicked sign.
And at the bottom, make sure you hit submit once you got all the fields filled out.
Okay. Do I need to log in? Did you say to the doc sign?
Yeah, did you hit submit?
Yes, I clicked finish and it says like log in. Like,
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just double check it. Because I think
okay.
that's what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up having a copy. So let me just double check it on my end.
Okay.
Boom, solid there. Excellent. Yeah, got the initials there. Perfect. Yep, you are. Oh, let me double check. I want to make sure I got the start date tomorrow, not tonight.
Okay.
Sure. I want to make sure. I think I did that right, but let me just double check. Oh, I gotta go back up. Yep, I did. There are 30 days in September, right? Is that one of those weird months where it ends early?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna double check my
I
calendar.
think it's 31.
Okay, then we're solid. I wanted to make sure it wasn't like one of those weird 28 months or something. That's what happens when you get old. You start getting Alzheimer's and you forget a lot of stuff.
Oh my goodness.
All right, you are solid there, my friend. Now, all you need to do, send me a picture so I can send that over to the onboarding specialist. I'll send over all of your information. I'm already going to get a packet emailed to you, so you'll have a ton of stuff, ton of information, and then it's go time. It's like time to start that new life. All right.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, my phone's taking forever to load. Do you want me to just send it to the to your number that I was messaging before?
Yeah, that's my specific number. Yep, go ahead and send it to that. Yep, send it to that,
Okay.
and then I'll send that over. And then tomorrow morning, you'll get a text message probably sometime before noon. You'll be good to go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look through, and once this stops acting funny, I'll choose a photo. Okay. Real quick for like the
Any other
doc,
questions? Any other?
yeah, for the doc, is it DocuSign? Is that how you say it? It says I have an account, but do I need to just create a password for that to see that document, or will it be emailed to me?
It should be emailed to you, but if you want to create I wouldn't creating an account. You'll do that eventually down the road when you're having your own clients. You could create one essentially because you'll be
Okay.
running that. You're going to want a client agreement eventually, anyways,
Okay.
as you run the business. But you should have an email sent the email to you anyways. Copy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, awesome. And then what did I need to do to correct the Georgia in my
Oh,
address?
yeah. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go grab that to you right now. I'm going to
Okay.
send you the customer support number. You can just send them an email. I don't know if it's going to be a huge deal, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? So let me grab that really quick. Good. Let me go here. Okay, you should have just gotten it. Let me know if you get it.
Okay. Yes, I got it.
And I'm
Perfect.
going to double check another one too, just in case. I want to make sure I got you fully taken care of here. Yep. Perfect. That's it. It should be info@igwportal.com. And then there's a phone number 1-800-403-8953.
Okay. Perfect. And then do you suggest or do you think it's okay if I make like another email that's like strictly just for this, and then I could just go in and edit my information that you
Yeah,
guys?
so
Email?
the for the sweet pay, I would leave it to the email that you sent it at, because that's where you're gonna get all of your stuff at. So I made the mistake of adding two different emails and it was a mess. So what I would do is I would add in your email a separate file. You know how you can kind of compartmentalize. I just put like NLCA. That way all of your NLCA stuff is sent, you can just load it in that file, so it's not just stuck in like the inbox. And then as for your coaching goes, you could utilize any email you want as you get that up and running.
Okay, okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, boss. I'm super proud of you. Excited.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now shoot me a
Alright.
message if you need anything, but you'll have your coach and everything will be set up by tomorrow. Cool.
Okay, sounds good. And I will send over a photo here soon.
Perfect. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, now see ya.